Welcome back. We're going to show you now the Banshee Warframe. This is my personal favorite for a Banshee build. Like the Ember Warframe, it's super cheesy, but it can be a lot of fun. Now, of course, Banshee is very squishy. Even squishier, I think, than Ember. Well, definitely squishier than Ember. But Banshee can also be really awesome. As you can see, I am killing dudes that aren't even in the same room as me. It's completely amazing. I love my Banshee. Now, having been said, Banshee is a bit of a cheeseball. Woo! Look at that. Now, as that expands, that Quake will hit everybody, deal them damage, and continue to resonate. It's pretty awesome, right? I think so.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
Unfortunately, the enemies here are not going to scale up to the spawn levels I'd like them to be at to really just show you how nuts this Banshee can be. Especially not if I go off and just start killing everything in sight super quick.
I've delivered.
Come on,
life
guys.
support capsule.
Come on. Look at that resonating Quake. Just expanding out and spreading death wherever it goes. Now, for a while, because of the way Resonating Quake works, of course, Banshee absolutely dominated Sanctuary Onslaught. However, they nerfed that with the quickness. Resonating Quake now takes a lot more damage, or a lot more, rather, energy to do each time you do it. Takes more energy than the last. And of course, you can only use the ability so many times in a row in Sanctuary Onslaught before Cephalon Samaris just turns your ability off. Now, to be fair, it is a lot of people are not going to find it as a lot of people are not going to have a good time if you're just sitting there spamming Banshees 4. But thankfully, Banshee has some other pretty cool abilities. One of which is Sonar, which highlights enemy weaknesses and allows them to take greater critical damage if you hit them in the weak spot.
Life support capsule is available.
Her third ability is also Silence. The enemies can now no longer hear you. Bear in mind, they can still see you, but if you're on a highly ranked spy mission and you don't want them to be able to hear you take a shot, that third ability is great. And my duration is down about as low as it can be expected to go, so it's not going to last very long for me, but Banshee is one of those frames that can be good, but she can also be really cheesy. Unfortunately, because she's super squishy, bear in mind she's going to die real easily, and you're going to want mods and weapons that can protect her very easily. Things like health conversion, of course, are a good idea. If you have Arcane Guardian, that's also a good idea. In this particular case, because I'm fighting the Infested and they like spewing, just absolutely spewing toxin everywhere, I'm also using a copy of Arcane Resistance to boost her resistance to toxin so I don't die that easily.
Additional life support has arrived.
And of course, when you just must ragdoll somebody, there's Sonic Boom. Doesn't do a whole lot in the way of damage. But anytime you can ragdoll the baddies is a good time in my book.
When you are ready.
And of course,
go to
I'm a big
extraction.
fan of that resonating Quake.
The operatives just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work.
Are there other ways to play Banshee? Absolutely. Most definitely. Like most of the Warframes, to some greater or lesser degree, Banshee can be a bit of a toolbox. Now, that having been said, if you can think of a better build than the build I'm going to show you here, please put it up on Steam and go ahead and link me. I'll be happy to take a look at it, investigate, and see how you like Banshee. However, given the recent rounds of nerfs versus what Banshee used to be and how good she used to be, I can't help but think Banshee's one of those frames that you rank, and then you rank for the MR fodder, and then you just kind of throw away. But what do I know? Banshee might actually be your favorite frame, and you just can't live without her, and you absolutely must post your build for me to see and check out, and I would love to see that. So if you've got a better build than this one, please feel free to mention it in the comments and link me to a Steam guide that you built showing me your Banshee loadout. I will be happy to play it and even feature it and mention you here on the channel. So let's take a look at her abilities. Sonic Boom. Banshee emits a sonic shockwave that pushes targets in range with enough force to incapacitate or kill attackers. Sonar. Using acoustic location, Banshee's sonar power finds and tracks enemies and exposes critical weak spots to everyone in your squad. Now you can see with the current power structure I have on Banshee, that crit multiplier is 10.45. That's 10.45 times the damage that the enemy would normally take. Silence. Using silence surrounds Banshee in an aura that stuns enemies and will limit their perceptions and tactical response to gunfire and Warframe attacks. Now obviously my duration is wickedly low with this current build, but of course you can make that higher and make a silence Banshee build, and it would actually be halfway decent. Sound Quake. This is the one that I use most often. Channeling all of her acoustic energy into the environment, Banshee uses ultrasonic reverberations to violently shake the ground. Mine has a radius of 44 meters with a damage per second of 418. And of course, I am using the Resonating Quake Augment. Foregoes channeling to create a shockwave that deals 20 times damage at the epicenter, gradually weakening as it expands out. Now, what this does not tell you is that the further out it expands, the less it weakens as it goes along. Meaning that you are expanding the range and the time it takes for it to weaken a significant amount and not kill bads. Oh yeah, super pretty. So what have we got for this Resonating Quake build? Corrosive Projection, reduce that enemy armor. Power Drift, Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, Overextended, get that range out there. Streamlined to make things a little bit cheaper. Resonating Quake, Primed Flow, Fleeting Expertise, again to make things cheaper. Stretch, which my copy of Stretch that's on this particular build is not maxed out. I would actually have to add a third Formata Banshee, which I have not been willing to do since the nerf. And of course, Arcane Guardian and Arcane Resistance. You can switch the Arcane Resistance out for another Arcane of your choosing that will help buff Banshee or add something to her or add something meaningful to your particular build, such as another Arcane Guardian or perhaps an Arcane Rage or so on and so on and so on. These are just the two that I happen to be using for this video. And there you have it. There's my Resonating Quake Banshee. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some good tips on Banshee builds. But if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like it, don't like it, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've got any good Banshee builds, feel free to link me. If I like yours, I will of course mention you by name, feature an updated Banshee video, and maybe even add your input to the guide that I'm creating on Steam. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.